I guess to summarize some of the discussion points and the tools available to us, looking for, I guess, sites that you might not otherwise think of building on, and how we can cleverly use them to create housing, modular housing, the expediency of it, but modular housing in a way that's not monotonous. Also density, what implications does the COVID pandemic now have on our aims, goals, and objectives for creating dense housing environments? Because density is one of the tools in terms of getting housing, being able to provide housing for a large population. However, although this was on trend pre-COVID, now with the pandemic and the ideas that we have to distance ourselves, I'm curious to see how this trend continues post COVID, whether it will come back, or how that might be altered in our thinking about it. This next example is part of a walkable London project that we explored. It was part of a network of walkable routes through London, where we selected a few sites to do some, again, research and development or experimental projects. This particular one on Regent's Canal, a series of modular units stacked together, oriented in different positions to create visual variety, but also as an infill project that could be a temporary project and could be erected quite quickly. So this animation shows the basic building blocks, how those could be stacked differently, and then how they could be articulated to create some visual variety. And what's nice about this, I guess, design method, this construction method, is, again, looking at an underlying simplicity, looking at a modular system, but trying to create variety so that modular systems don't have to be ultra monotonous. They can have variety. They can be, to a degree, customizable. So I think this next video shows how using one underlying basic unit, how that could be changed out with almost a catalog of different features that could be interchanged. To when you put them all together, it does create a rather dynamic overall appearance. And then just some images of our how we envisage seeing that come together. Hand in hand with this project are Tottenham Housing, where we investigated a lot of the same principles. Modular units, again, fitted out with different components, different balconies, different window treatments. And then when you configure them all together, you stack them in different orientations. You can create a variety of spaces, a variety of courtyards, a variety of living conditions. And again, very small units, but nicely put together, and ways to create variety, but using the same basic underlying principles. And so for this next project, this was in Honduras. Again, I'll talk about a kit of parts with a modular system. And we looked at identifying the different, a variety of different components, a variety of different features that could be assembled in a multitude of different ways. So window treatments, roof treatments, balcony treatments, how that could be raised, expanded, doubled up, doubled in height, doubled in width, or even expanded. And some of the advantages to this type of building is that it takes a lot of the uncertainty out. It gives you cost certainty, time certainty, um, delivery certainty. So a lot of those big question marks that often hit us when we're building, a lot of those question marks are eliminated. Now, of course, this requires production on a fairly large scale to make it to reach those sorts of economies of scale. But something that we've looked at in a lot of our projects and have been very interested in investigating further.